Hello everyone, my name is Al-Awlaqi from UiPath. In this video, I'm going to explain the DevOps PowerShell script we developed to help customers who want to integrate their CI/CD platform with UiPath platform. At this time I'm recording this video, UiPath has only, I think, two plugins, one for Microsoft Azure and another one for Jenkins. However, many customers are using different platform or different CI/CD platform. That's why actually we developed this PowerShell script. Our UiPath test suite team now are working on a generic solution for all platforms. But until then, until they release this official generic solution, customers who want to integrate their CI/CD platform with UiPath platform can utilize the script I'm going to show you. Alright, the script is hosted in a UiPath repository in GitHub. The script can help you utilize 5 functions. You can pack a project, RPA project or test project. You can deploy it to Orchestrator. You can run a job or trigger a job in Orchestrator. You can run or test a given package. Sometimes you have test cases in your own RPA project, then you can test those use cases. Or you can run a test set from the Orchestrator. The last one, you can manage the asset, delete or deploy the assets. Before you utilize the script, you need to download them. You should download them in your provision machine. That machine should be a Windows machine. And for example, how to download those scripts, we provide an example there. You create a folder any place in your provision machine. Then you download the script, place them somewhere in your provision machines or the agent. You should only download the PowerShell script you need. For example, if you need to pack and deploy only, so download only these two. Now I will show you some examples. For example, the UiPathDeploy. For each of the 5 scripts, there is a documentation, and it shows you what is the syntax required to run this PowerShell script, and it shows you also some examples. For example, this one, UiPathDeploy, it shows you how you call this function. Of course, it could be different in your case. I downloaded this in C folder, then scripts. Then these parameters are required. Package path, which is the location of your project, or a folder location of your package, and the orchestrator URL and tenant. If you're using on-prem orchestrator, then you have to provide the username and password. If you're using cloud orchestrator, then you have to provide the user key and the account name. Here are some examples. If you look at this, this is deploying. We're calling the script. This is the project, the package folder, and this is the orchestrator folder. URL. This is the tenant name, and we're providing username password. If you have on cloud, then you will provide user key and the account name. The user key and account name, you will find it in your orchestrator. We go admin. This is my orchestrator. If you go to the API access, this is the tenant name. This is your user key, and this is the account name or account logical name. For each of the scripts documentation, you'll find explanation of the parameters. It shows you which one are required and which one are not, just optional. Another example here, if you want to run test cases in your project or a test set in Orchestrator. So as you can see here, the syntax example is that you're calling the PowerShell script to provide the orchestrator URL and the tenant name. Then if you're testing test cases in your own project, then you provide where is the location of that project. If you want to run a test set in the orchestrator, then you provide this parameter or variable. And of course, for all scripts, if you want a connection to the orchestrator, you have, if it's on-prem, you have to provide the username and password. If it's on cloud, then you provide the user key and the account name. If it's old folder in your orchestrator, then you have to provide the environment. Modern folder, as you provide the folder organization unit. Some examples here which can help you, show you how to run this script. These also parameters for this script. It helps you which one are required, which one are not, and with explanation of each one. And now I'm going to show you my integration with CircleCI to my orchestrator and cloud. So I have a project hosted in GitHub. This is my project. And I connected this project or repository to CircleCI. All right, in this CircleCI, I connected this project. I already created my pipeline. You see in this examples what I did. Of course, you have to use only Windows. Your runner could be something else, but it has to be Windows machine. I provide that working directory should be in C working directory folder. Then step 1, I'm downloading the PowerShell script I would need in this project. In this case, in this example, I'm utilizing all 5 scripts. This is the location of the script. It's actually here. These are the scripts. And I'm placing them in a folder named script in a C drive. Then I have one name. It's called UiPathPack. I created a folder in the working directory. I named that folder output, and I'm calling that PowerShell script UiPathPack. I'm providing where is my project location. It will be the same working directory than project JSON. If you look here, it is a project JSON in the root directory. Then I'm providing the output where I want to save the Nugget package output. And I mentioned this is auto version. If you want a manual version, then you can provide here. Second step, I'm running test cases in my own project. If I open Studio, I have like only one test case. If I want to run this test case, which means I'm running a given package test cases. This is the case where I'm calling this script, providing the orchestrator URL and tenant. I'm providing the user key and the account name. Mine is stored secretly in the project setting. And I'm providing the project path, which will be the same. The result path, where I want to save the test result. And here, what the engine for the test result, and the folder in Orchestrator. If I want to run test set in the Orchestrator, then I'm calling the script the same here, except for instead of providing the project path, I'm providing the test set name. I have it in the Orchestrator. It named CircleCI test set. In what folder? Let me look at it. Folder dev work. This is my test set. It has only one test case for demo purpose only. I'm storing the results of those test results because I placed them in a folder named output result. So I'm storing all the test result, the two in these cases, in the output result. I have another name to test the deploy project. So I'm calling the UiPathDeploy, which I downloaded here. Then I'm mentioning where is my packages that I need to deploy. If you look here, it is in the output folder where I pack it here. You see I pack it, and when I pack this, I placed it in the output. So I'm saying deploy whatever packages we have in the output folder. This is the Orchestrator URL and this tenant name, account name, and user key because I'm using cloud. The folder where I want to deploy this project. Another name here, it's called run process. I'm utilizing this job run. I'm running simply the process name, simple RPA flow is located in this orchestrator URL, this tenant name, account name, user key, and the folder where it's located. This is for deploying the assets. I'm calling this managing assets PowerShell script. The key here is deploy. The only difference between deploy and delete is actually this key. So I'm saying deploy. This is the asset I want to deploy. It's saved in my project. So it's not here. It is here. If you see the asset, I have some comma separated file which contain all the asset I need to deploy or delete. If you read documentation of this manage asset, you will understand it requires 3 columns, name, type, and value. This is the asset I want to deploy, the type of those assets, and what is the value of each one of them. You see, I'm providing the file that I need to deploy, the asset one, then orchestrator URL and tenant name, user key, and account name, and the folder location or folder name, and the language if you want, not mandatory, it's optional. So I demonstrated all the functionality of all the 5 scripts we developed in this project. Now it's time to run it. I actually have not made any changes in this file, so I'm going to close it and run it from here, run pipeline. This running it, you can trigger the run by making any commit to your repository project, then it will automatically trigger this pipeline. Of course, this is only a demo to test the functionality of how to utilize this PowerShell script. It's not how you make your own pipeline. I only in this case have one stage, it's called build. In your case, it could be different, like build, then another stage, test, another stage to deploy to UAT and deploy to production. The scope of this video or this project is only show you how to trigger these scripts. Alright, as you can see here, those 3 steps are automatically done by the CircleCI. My first step is actually downloading the PowerShell script. As you can see here, I'm downloading all the 5 PowerShell scripts, and I'm placing them in a script folder on the C drive. The second one is UiPathPack. As you can see here, it could take the first script, it could take a little bit longer because it will look for the UiPath CLI. If you look at this repository, our solution repository, you will find that it depends on UiPath CLI. And that CLI, the first script, it will try to find that CLI. If it could not find it, then it will download it. It will download this and run this PowerShell script after it downloaded. So as you can see here that we have, sorry, here UiPathPack. It could not find the CLI, then it downloaded this and placed them in temporary folder. Then it packaged this my RPA process, and saved it in the output folder. And this is, I'm running test cases. You see, as you can see here, one of my test cases in the project is triggered. I'm just only testing functionality if, for example, if I can log in or not. Let's look here, you'll find the test result has passed. Now one passed, so it's successful. Now I'm running a test set in the orchestrator. This test set will be triggered now. You can see here this is the previous run, ignore it please. Alright, now you can see here the test set is being run on the orchestrator. If we look here, test execution, you can see it running now, and it passed. The result will come in a while. Alright, we can see one passed because only I have one test case in the test set there. I'm uploading the test result in the artifact or here in the test. I'm deploying the project. I deployed the project IPack here in this step, so I deployed to Orchestrator. You can see the log here. Deploying package this to this tenant and this URL. This is the feed ID for my folder. And give you success message. Actually, this message is actually when we run the process, the second step. I'm running one of process, just hello world. Alright, this deploy has deployed this my package, which I result of this step. I deploy it to the orchestrator. Then I run the process, the RPA sample or simple RPA flow. It runs successfully. And the run, if you look here in the run job, you can actually provide the parameter called wait. If you want to wait until this process has completed running, or just trigger the run and skip, don't wait. This I'm deploying the the asset to the orchestrator. It shows you, and deleting the asset from the orchestrator. All right, now I'm going to show you the test result after this job is completed. If you go to the test tab, you'll find the 2 tests has been passed successfully. And if we want to look at those test results, we just click on this is a tool from Test Insight from CircleCI. And now we will find that there are 2 test results. One of them coming from the test case in our project. It's our project hosting the repository. We have a test case inside that project called test case 01. And we also run a test set from Orchestrator. This is the result of those tests run from the orchestrator. This is the one. We see both of them successfully run. And if we go to the orchestrator and look for the deployed package, if we go to the steps, deployed, we'll find that this package has been deployed 5.1.8, the version, processes. This is the one. So it deployed successfully. And for the assets, we have added this 4 assets and 2 text assets, 1 boolean, and 1 credential. So if we go to the assets, this is the credential, this is boolean asset, this is the value, and I actually deployed 2 text asset and text asset 2, and I only find here 1. It's because when we deleted the asset, I deleted only 1. I deployed it here and I deleted from here just for demo purpose. So if we go here, we don't see the text asset 2. You can see all this functionality of the 5 scripts are being tested in my CI/CD platform. We package the project, we deploy it to the orchestrator, we run a job or run a process, and we test a given test cases in the project, and we also test the test set in the orchestrator, and we manage the asset by deleting and deploy them. This is when I use the CircleCI for to integrate with the UiPath. I have actually integrated this PowerShell script with another platform, CI/CD platform. That platform is GitLab. I will provide these samples in somewhere in this marketplace. I will just show you the result. And GitLab is a little bit different because you have to utilize the project directory. You cannot create, for example, a script folder and C drive, because anything you do, it has to be inside the working directory. So these are the examples. For example, if you see here, I downloaded this script where in this project directory, in the same project directory, basically it's the same. There's nothing changed of how you call the script. It's just from where you downloaded the script, then you have to call this. An example of the run, I think I have some. Yeah. As you can see here, yes, I have packaged the project. I have tested. I run test set from the orchestrator and run testing the package. I have test cases in the same process. And here I deploy some assets and I deploy the package. These are examples I use to demonstrate the functionality of using the PowerShell script we developed here. That's it, and I hope I explained everything to help you get started with this using this PowerShell script. And we are always open for any feedback. You can go to the marketplace where you for this UiPath DevOps script and write your feedback there, or you have any questions, and we will get back to you. Thank you, and have a good day.